Welcome back everybody, my name is Kim. I am going to take you through some more traditional mat Pilates exercises today. So just a bit of a flow, we're going to build on as we go. It should feel fairly effortless as we transfer through different exercises. So all you need is your mat. We're going to start lying down. So when you're ready, just gently coming back, lying down onto your mat. So just lying back, let's take a moment here. Just have your feet flat on the mat, have your knees soft. Arms are just relaxed down by your side. Keep your eyes up towards the ceiling. We're going to start really simple. I want you to let your knees fall to one side, draw your knees through, let your knees come across the other side. So we're just loosening off your lower back a little bit just to begin. Let your knees just fall gently one side and then coming through the other side. Just come back into the middle. I want you to gently tuck your tailbone and then release it back off. So you're tucking underneath and then releasing back off to your natural curve. Just come for another 4 more. Should feel those muscles that wrap around your tummy start to wake up just a little bit. 2 more. And last one. So just coming back to your natural spine, arms are just down by your side. We're going to start with your bent knee fall out, so walk your knees just a little closer, your feet are in line with your hips. We're going to let your right knee fall out to the side, draw your right knee back in. Let your left knee fall out. So now bring a little more focus. Try not to let your hips move. Your hips stay nice and still, nice and stable. You inhale to draw out, you exhale to bring your knee back in. So you inhale through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. Working through those obliques, waking up your hips a little bit. Just come for another 4 more. Your back is really still, your hips are really stable. 2 more. And last one. You're going to float your right knee to tabletop. You're going to lift your left knee to tabletop. Your knees are above your hips and then gently tuck your tailbone under, draw your spine in towards the mat. We're going to come into your toe taps. So you're going to tap your left toe down to the floor and lift it back up. Right foot down, lift back up. You have that same focus. I want you to keep your hips nice and still. Try to keep drawing down for your tummy so your spine is just gently kissing into your mat. We inhale down, you exhale to lift back up. You can make this more challenging by stepping your feet further away from you. The further out your legs go, the more challenging this becomes on your tummy. So we're still warming up. Just go to a range that you can hold nice and comfortably. Let's go for 2 more, 1 more each side. And then we're going to hold tabletop, so hold your knees above your hips. We're going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to come into what's called arm prep. Reach your arms behind, draw your arms back in front. So we inhale back, exhale to draw your arms in front. You can modify the range as much as you need according to your shoulders. We can make it small, we can make it really big. Come for 4 more. 3, 2, and last one here. So we're going to come into your single leg stretch. You're going to wrap both your hands around your right knee, draw your right knee in towards you. Extend your left leg straight out. You can keep your head down or we lift your chest and shoulders off the floor and hug your knee in. We swap sides. Draw one knee in, one leg extends away. Drawing in, pressing out your other leg. You can take this a little quicker if you like. You can take it a little slower. Can you lift your chest a little higher off the mat? Again, if your neck gets sore in this position, feel free to pop your head back down onto your mat. Come for 10 more. 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Hug your knees into your chest, hug like a little ball. You can release your knees back to tabletop, bring your head back down to the mat. Relax your arms back down by your side. So we're going to come into your bent knee fallouts from tabletop. let your right knee fall out. Draw your right knee back in. Left knee falls out. We draw it back in. A little more challenging in this position. Think about those hips. Make sure your hips are nice and still. Your spine is just gently touching onto your mat. You can make the movement small. You can make it big if you've got that range in your hips. So we're going to take away your arm balance. I want you to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Keep going. You'll feel your balance is a little bit more challenged in this position. Come for one more each side. So we're going to add the arms. As you open out your right knee, your left arm comes down to the mat. We draw it back up as your knee comes in. Left knee opens, right arm comes down. Draw it back up. Feel your brain having to work for the coordination. Keep your hips as still as you can. Keep your spine down on the mat. If it's really confusing, just take it slow. So you open your left knee, your right arm comes down. We draw it back in. Almost there for this exercise. 2 more, just go 1 more each side. Keep drawing down through your tummy. And then we're going to hold. We're going to come back to toe taps from here. Just tap down your left toe, lift it back up, and right toe. So we're going to start to incorporate your arms again into this move. As your left toe taps down, you reach your right arm behind. Draw back in, right toe down, left arm behind. We come back in. You inhale away, you exhale back in. Keep drawing down through your tummy. Try not to let your back arch off your mat. Feel free, take a rest, take a stretch at any point you need. Come for 4, 3, 2, last one. I want you to stay here. We're going to come into your bicycle legs. Lengthen out your left leg. As your left leg comes in, you lengthen out your right leg. Right leg comes in, left leg extends. So your legs are straight out across the floor. And we're going to start to add the arms in the same move. Right leg, left arm. Left leg extends, right arm reaches behind. Extend out your right leg, reach your left arm behind you. You inhale to reach away, you exhale to draw back in. We're going to go for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Again, hug your knees into your chest, lift your chest and shoulders. We're going to come back to your single leg stretch. Both hands wrap around your right knee, lift your chest and shoulders if you can. Lengthen away your left leg, draw your right knee in. We swap sides. So we're back to the same exercise, your single leg stretch. We're just going to go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in. We're going to come to a slightly more challenging option. Lengthen out your right leg. Left hand behind your calf, right hand underneath your hamstrings. Lengthen away your left leg. Draw your right knee in. Do a little pulse. We're going to swap sides. Do 2 little pulses and then we swap. So you're drawing in and pulsing. We're swapping sides. If this gets too heavy for you, come back to your bent knee option. Otherwise, stay with me here. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, last one. Hug your knees in, let your head come down to rest. We're going to come to your double leg stretch. Lift your head and shoulders if you can. Hug like a ball, hug your knees in. So from here, you lengthen both legs. You circle your arms around, you hug your knees back in. We lengthen. We hug your knees back in. You can just do the legs if your shoulders find this a little too much. You can relax your head back down to the floor if you need to. We're going to go for another 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hug in your knees, let your head come down to the mat. Let's release your feet back down. We're going to come to your side lying. I'm going to roll around to my right side. You're going to lift up to your elbow. So I want you to have your elbow underneath your shoulder, your forearms just rested on your mat. Lift your ribs. Try not to fall into this position. So lift those ribs up tall. Knees are together, your feet are together. I want you to lift your feet just off the floor. We're going to come into the clam. So you're going to open your left knee, close your left knee back down. You're working through here, this little muscle, your glute med, to open and close. If you don't feel it, just give it a little poke. Remind it to wake up a little bit. Keep those hips nice and still. Again, the movement will depend on how tight your hips are. Make it smaller if you need to. Just 2 more here. 1 more here. Now, I want you to keep your feet lifted. You're going to lift your left knee, which is hovering above your right knee. You're going to tap it down, then open your left knee up to the ceiling. So you're internally rotating, you're externally rotating. So really waking up those hips, trying to get as much movement as you can into that rotation. Come for 4 more. 3 more. 2, and last one. Relax that left leg down. You're going to lengthen your left leg out. Keep your right knee bent. You're going to start to load into your arm a little more. Make sure those ribs are lifted. You're going to lift your hips off the floor and lower back down. So we're lifting and lowering. You can stay here with your right knee bent. To add a little more challenge, extend your right leg out behind your left leg. Both legs are straight. We lift and lower. If you find this is just not working for you, keep your right knee bent, same movement. Just lift and lower. We're going to go for another 3, 2. Last time we're going to lift and hold. Reach your left hand up to the ceiling, lift your left leg, and we're just going to hold it. Hold it here. Try not to let your hips, your ribs drop. Hold the position. Just keep breathing. 10 seconds more. 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Coming all the way down. Before we do the other side, come back onto your back for me. So you're lying back onto your mat. We're going to come into a little bit of forward flexion through your tummy. Interlace your fingers. Take your hands behind your head. Your eyes are just straight up to the ceiling. Keep your elbows open nice and wide. We don't want to be doing this. So your elbows are open. Start with your feet flat on the mat. Inhale down the bottom. As you exhale, curl forwards, your eyes come to your knees, and then we fold back down. So just a little forwards fold to start, curling forwards and folding back down. Try not to come into this because that's going to come straight into your neck. So let your head be heavy in your hands. I'm going to start to add a few more challenges into this move. You're going to lift your knees to tabletop. Lift your left knee, lift your right knee. Gently draw your spine into the mat. We keep going. Curling forwards, coming back down. Come for 3 more here. 2. The last time we're going to hold, we're going to add a little rotation. Right elbow, going to come to your left leg, you extend at your right leg. We draw back in, we hold this lift. Left elbow towards your right leg, lengthen at your left leg. Draw back in, and we're going to keep going, curling across. So this is your crisscross, curling across. Exhale to reach across, inhale to come back in. Come for 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, slowly release your head down, release your feet back down to the mat. Take your hands back down by your side. We're going to come into a pendulum. Bring your feet together, draw your knees together. Open your arms out. So your arms are like a little V out by your side. Just like we did at the very start, but your knees are together. Knees come across to the side, draw them into the middle, they come across the other side. Try to keep your shoulder blades down so your shoulder blades aren't lifting off as your knees come across to one side. So this time, lift your knees to tabletop, squeeze your knees together, have your feet together. Gently drawing your spine into the mat. We're going to do the same move. Come across to the side, draw your knees back in. So we inhale to come out, you exhale to draw back in. You want to be feeling this in your obliques. So really using that opposite oblique to draw your knees back to the middle. Shoulder blades stay down, they're not lifting off your mat. We're gonna add more onto this exercise. Come across to the side, lengthen out your top leg. Bend it in, we come through the middle. Come across the opposite side, lengthen your top leg. Bend it in. You can stay with this option, or you come across and extend out both legs. Draw them in, come through the middle. It creates a heavy lever, so it becomes a little more challenging to hold as you come across to the side. Let's come for just one more each side, 2 more reps. And last one here. Bend in, come into the middle, relax your feet back down to the floor. Draw your arms back in. We're gonna come to your side lying on your left side. I'm gonna rotate around so my back is not to you for too long. So you're gonna come back onto your forearm. Your elbows underneath your shoulder. Lift those ribs. Knees are together, your feet are together. Lift your feet off the mat. Hips are stacked one on top of the other. You're gonna open your right knee and then close your right knee. We wanna be working this little muscle here, your glute med, to open and close. Come for another 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Keep your feet lifted. Lift your right knee so it's just hovering. You're gonna internally rotate, then you externally rotate up to the ceiling. So bringing it down, opening it up. We're just trying to encourage that movement, that rotation through your hips. 4 more. 3, 2 more. And last one, relax that right leg down. Extend your right leg out. Keep your left leg bent to begin. Lift those ribs. Now you're gonna lift your hips and lower that down. So lifting, working through your obliques and lower. Your same option as before. Extend your left leg out behind your right leg and lift and lower. If you find that a little too strong, come back with me. Keep your left leg bent underneath you. 3 more. This is a hip lift. 2 more. Now last time we're just gonna hold. Reach your right hand up to the ceiling and just hold it here for me. We've got 10 seconds. 3, 2, and last one. Coming all the way down. So we're gonna roll around to your front. So you're gonna lie down onto your tummy. So lying back down onto your tummy on your mat. We're gonna do your swan prep. So you're gonna spread your fingers out. Have your hands just underneath your shoulders. Your eyes are down towards your mat. Your legs are long away from you. So we reverse our breathing when we're lying in this position. We're gonna inhale, you're gonna lift, squeezing up through your shoulders. Then you exhale to fold yourself back down. So we're not pressing and lifting. I want you to think about getting that nice little curve through your spine to lift and fold back down onto your mat. So your focus is just creating that nice little movement in your spine. Let's go for 3 more. 2 more. And last one. And folding all the way down. We're gonna come into a little stretch. Your right hand's gonna reach around, grab onto your right foot. Just keep your eyes down on your mat in front of you. Lift your chest, lift your right leg off the mat and hold. Feel that stretch right up the front of your right leg. Try to keep breathing, don't stop breathing. And then releasing your right leg, release your hand, we're gonna swap sides. Left hand grabs your left foot, lift your chest and lift your knee and just hold. Hold it here, breathe for me, 5 seconds. Releasing. So we're gonna try and grab both. If that's too much for you, come back and do each side one more time. Otherwise, right hand grabs your right foot, your left hand grabs your left foot. Lift your chest, lift your knees, and we're just gonna hold. Keep breathing, don't forget to breathe. Just keep your eyes out in front of you. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, releasing all the way back down. So from here, draw your hands underneath your shoulders, press all the way back up to your 4-point kneeling. So again, your hands are underneath your shoulders. Walk your knees so they're underneath your hips. And just bring your feet, so your feet are curled, your toes are curled underneath you. We're going to do a little knee hover. We're going to have a little bit more of a move today. So your toes are curled. You're going to lift your knees and hold just above the mat. The first one is just a hover. Just hold it here. Drawing in through your tummy, squeezing through the front of your legs. 5 more seconds. And then releasing back down. We're going to add a bit of a move to the next one. So again, let's lift your knees and hold. Your knees are just going to stay in this hover. And I want you to walk very slowly up to one end of your mat. Try to keep your hips really still. Don't let your knees lift too high. Keep them nice and low. And then just gently, slowly walking back down your mat. Hold it here for me. One more time. Keep hovering. Walk to the end of your mat. Little steps, tiny little steps. And then come back. Try not to let those knees lift too high. Now come back and hold. Just hold it here, still in that hover. We have 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Release your knees. Come all the way back into your stretch. So we're going to lift back up. We're just going to do one plank today. If you can stay high with me, stay high. Otherwise, come down to your forearms. Lengthen out your right leg, lengthen out your left leg. We're going to do your leg pull. So you lift your left leg, squeeze your glutes, lower back down. Lift your right foot and lower back down. So we just keep going. Squeeze your glutes of the same side of the leg that you lift. We have another 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Come down to your knees and we're going to come up to your hinge. So you're going to have your knees underneath your hips and your shoulders. So a nice straight line. Your feet are flat behind you. Arms are straight out in front. So keeping that nice straight position, you're going to hinge back and then you're lifting up tall. So try not to stick your bottom out. You want to keep nice and strong and long. You inhale back. We exhale to come up tall. Just find that range. It can be really small. You can take it a little further if you can control it. We're going to go for 3, 2 more. The next one, come back and hold. Just come back and hold. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Hold it still. Reach your arms up. Arms come back down. Reaching overhead, back in front. We're going to go for 4, 3, 2, and last one, coming up tall. We're going to walk all the way back around so you're sitting down on your mat. Your legs are out in front of you this time. We're going to roll back down for just one more exercise. Arms are in front, dropping down, ribs to hips, folding back on your mat. Control it as long as you can. All the way down, folding down, and then releasing down. Arms are down by your side. We're going to finish with some forward flexion, some nice little burner for your tummy to finish off. Arms are going to be up towards the ceiling. Left knee lifts to tabletop, your right leg lifts to tabletop. We draw your tummy down towards the mat. So we're going to start with our little crunches. We're going to curl forwards on the exhale, come back up on the inhale. Keep your head down. If your neck gets a little sore with these lifts, so this time, curl forwards, lengthen out your legs, bend them back in. You can lengthen straight up to the ceiling like your hundreds prep, or a little more challenging, further down to the floor. I want you to take your feet just a little further apart, so a little gap between your legs. We can add a rotation. Right hand between your legs, left hand to the outside. Come through the middle. Left hand between your legs, right hand to the outside. So we're coming into your obliques a little more in this movement. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back down. Come for another 4. Remember, this is our last move. 3, 2. Now, I want you to come and hold this position. So your left hand's in the middle, your right hand's to the outside. I want you to lower your left leg and lift it back up. Just your left leg down and lift it back up. Go for 4. Keep reaching those hands away. 3, 2, last one, hold, come down, come through the middle and swap. Right hand in the middle, left hand to the outside. Lower your right leg, and back up. This is the last little part. Go for 4, 3, keep reaching. 2, last one. Hug your knees in, let your head come down. Hug your knees all the way in. Let go of your feet, bring your feet together, let your knees fall out to the side. Let your arms hang out to the side. So just finishing off with your butterfly stretch. Knees fall out, your back just lifts to its natural position. Just hold it here for a moment, take a couple of deep breaths. One more breath. And then when you guys are ready, just wrap your hands behind your legs, rock yourself all the way up to seated, and you guys are done. Awesome work.